It has been 35 days since I first planted my Click and Grow garden, and today I wanted to share my experience of what it's been like using this device and also share my thoughts about what I liked, what I didn't like, and also try it, taste it, see what it tastes like because I haven't done it yet, so I'm gonna do it today on camera. Before I get started though, if you're actually interested in how to set this up and you wanna learn more about the Click and Grow garden itself, I have a different video that I'll link in the description below that I kind of explain it and do an unboxing and all that stuff. Let's dive into it. So I want to start with just sharing the things that I think could be improved about this Click and Grow garden. The first thing that I think could be improved with this Click and Grow Smart Garden is that I wish there was like a notification when your water level got low. All it has is this float right here that sinks down towards the bottom if you're running out of water, and then once you fill it up, it becomes flush with the device itself. And I just wish that there was a notification letting you know when it does drop down low and that you need to refill it, because sometimes you might forget about it and just get going about your life. And so I just wish that there was like a sensor or something in there that let me know, hey, your water level is getting low, you should probably fill it up. Having said that though, I never ran into issues where I let this thing run completely out of water. There were times where it was a little bit lower, but most of the time it's sitting on my kitchen counter, and so like while I'm getting a glass of water, I'll like look over and see like, oops, I should probably put some water in there. So I never really had any issues with this, but I just wish that there was a sensor or notification of how much water level is in here. Something else that I wish was different about this Click and Grow garden is that you can grow more plants in it at one time, and that's not a flaw or anything wrong with this device. It's actually not even made for growing multiple plants. They have different ones on their website where you can grow multiple plants at the same time and grow a whole garden basically. But this one is mainly designed for just growing like spices. So when you're sitting on your kitchen counter and you want to use it for cooking and just adding in some rosemary or some basil into your different recipes, you can easily do that and have fresh spices and herbs right there. So it's really not for like growing tomatoes or different things, because it is a smaller size and because, like I said, it takes so long for it to grow. By the time it's grown up and you're ready to eat it, you have to wait another like 5 to 6 weeks before you can start the new batch. So I guess if it was me and I was doing this to eat like lettuce and different things like that, then I would probably opt for one of their different models, like a bigger one. That way you can always have fresh lettuce and tomatoes and things like that. But if you want to use this for spices, I think it's fine. I actually think the plants grew up really well, so it's nothing wrong with the device itself. The next thing that I think could be improved with this smart garden doesn't have to do with the garden itself, it actually has to do with the app. And that is, I wish it was just designed a little bit differently when it keeps track of the days and when you should be harvesting and all that stuff. And this might just be a personal preference or nitpicking it, but one of the things that it does on the app is it displays how old your plant is in days. So my plants are currently 35 days old. But now when it's talking about harvesting or doing all these different things with your plants, it references it in weeks. And so I'm always like, what week am I on? I'm having to do the math and sit there with my garden like, okay, divided by 7 and see like what week am I on. I'd rather it just say it in days, because it's tracking it by days in the app. So why doesn't it tell you to harvest in X amount of days? I think that would just make it a lot simpler for someone like me, just because I don't have to keep converting weeks to days and going back and forth and just thinking about how old my plant is and when I can harvest it. That's all for the things that I think could be improved with this smart garden. So let's get into the things that I did like about it and that I was really pleased with. The first thing that I was really satisfied with was how easy it is to actually use. All I had to do was literally put water in here and plug it in, and the garden itself took care of the rest. I didn't have any problems with like bugs or anything like that. I didn't have to think about, am I overwatering these plants? Am I underwatering them? Are they getting enough sunlight? Are they getting too much sunlight? The garden itself took care of all of that. Literally, it's just like plug and play, and I go about my life and I have fresh greens here ready to go after 35 days. So to me, I think it was really easy to use this device, and it did all the work for me. Another thing that I'm really pleased with is there isn't any preservatives or pesticides that are on these plants, because they're just grown right here in my own house and I don't have any chemicals in them. So I just like that, because I feel like I'm eating a lot fresher ingredients and things that are healthy. I don't have any toxins or bad things just from the farm fields and the pesticides and all the stuff that might get into your plants. I just like that I don't have that because they were grown in my home. Also, another good thing about growing them right here in my home is that I didn't have to wait for summer, or is that when you grow plants outside? I don't even know when to actually grow plants outside, but I just know that it was winter here in Michigan. It was like snowing outside and I was still able to grow a nice patch of lettuce. Is it a patch of lettuce? I have no idea what it's called. A bundle of lettuce is what I got here. And then I also got some basil, and it was snowing outside. So I was still able to get some healthy greens out of season because I was able to grow them in my home, and it was really simple to do it. The last thing that I really liked about it is that it's convenient. I didn't have to do anything other than pour some water in here and then check my phone when it's like, hey, you should eat this now. Like, really, the garden took care of all the hard work and all the things that I don't like doing, which is weeding, making sure there's no bugs destroying it, making sure they're getting enough water, sunlight. Like, I'm glad that this just took care of it, and now I have fresh greens ready to eat. So it's really convenient. Those are the things that I love about it. So I guess now I should try it and see how they taste. Just looking at it, they look pretty good. I mean, there's like a few leaves that might be a little like shriveled, and maybe I should have like harvested them a little bit sooner and gave the plant a little more time to grow and shine and stuff, because it still has some time left on this. But other than that, the other ones look really nice. And the other thing that I ran into as I was growing these, because I was growing these in the winter here in Michigan, is we lost power a few days during this process. And so like it messed up the like sunlight cycle, because there were some days where, you know, we just lost power, so there wasn't any sunlight on them. And then there was times where like it just flickered, our power flickered on and off, so then it reset the light cycle, and so it might have been on longer than it should have been. So there was a few mishaps like that, but overall it really didn't even seem like it affected the plants at all. So that's just something I want to point out though. The moment of truth. Maybe I should have like cut these with the scissors or something. I don't know how I'm supposed to cut these. Am I supposed to wash your lettuce? Do people wash lettuce? I don't know. Here goes, just a raw piece of lettuce, nothing on it. I'm just kidding. No, it tastes good. It tastes like lettuce. I mean, I could probably use some ranch and like croutons and like a salad, but it tastes good. It tastes fresh. I don't think I've ever ate basil just raw or plain like this. Ooh, it's strong. It's a lot stronger than the lettuce. It tastes good. I never ate basil just raw like that, but it tastes good. It's very flavorful. So I think these will obviously taste a lot better in a dish when you're cooking something like a pasta, or you're having a salad or a sandwich with lettuce in it. That's probably what I'm gonna do. I have some chicken in my fridge, so I'm probably gonna make like a chicken wrap with lettuce. Oh, it's gonna be great. But that's it. Overall, I really enjoyed this thing. I like that I have fresh greens in my house. And actually the next thing that I wanna order through Click and Grow is some wild strawberries, because I really like wild strawberries and they have them on their website, and I'm really excited to try them out. So that will be the next thing I order and test out with this Click and Grow garden, but I'm really pleased with it. It makes my life a whole lot easier, a lot less complicated. So I'm gonna keep using it. And if you're interested, I'll put a link in the description below so that you can check it out and see if you might be interested in picking one up. But other than that, I'll catch you on another one. Take it easy.